Question 1. Which of the following best describes the principle of indemnity in personal lines insurance? A. It ensures that an insured person profits from their insurance policy. B. It requires the insured to maintain a specific level of coverage at all times. C. It limits the compensation to the actual financial loss suffered by the insured. D. It mandates that the insurer and insured act with utmost good faith. Question 2. John has a homeowner's insurance policy in Utah. After a severe storm, his house suffers extensive damage, and he files a claim. Which of the following steps should John take first according to the standard policy conditions? A. Begin repairs on the house to prevent further damage. B. Report the loss to his insurance company as soon as possible. C. Hire an independent adjuster to assess the damage. D. Wait for the insurance company to contact him before taking any action. Question 3. Under a personal auto policy, PAP in Utah, which of the following is covered under uninsured motorist coverage? Part C. A. Damage to the insured's car caused by a hit-and run driver. B. Medical expenses for the insured when hit by an uninsured driver. C. Theft of the insured vehicle. D. Legal expenses incurred in a dispute with the insurance company. Question 4. Which of the following perils is typically excluded from a standard homeowner's insurance policy? A. Fire. B. Theft. C. Flood. D. Windstorm. Question 5. In Utah, what is the primary purpose of a personal umbrella policy? A. To cover basic health insurance needs. B. To provide additional liability coverage above the limits of the insured's primary policies. C. To insure valuable personal property like jewelry and art. D. To offer comprehensive auto coverage. Question 6. Which principle requires both the insurer and the insured to act honestly and not mislead or withhold critical information from one another? A. Indemnity. B. Insurable interest. C. Utmost good faith. D. Proximate cause. Question 7. Under Utah law, which of the following is not considered a covered peril under a standard dwelling policy? D1. A. Fire. B. Lightning. C. Explosion. D. Earthquake. Question 8. Which of the following is true about the medical payments coverage? Part B. Under a personal auto policy in Utah. A. It only covers the insured driver. B. It covers medical expenses for the insured and passengers in the insured vehicle. C. It covers damage to the insured vehicle. D. It covers legal expenses in case of a lawsuit. Question 9. Sarah's home in Utah is damaged by a wildfire. Under her homeowner's insurance policy, which coverage part would compensate her for the costs of staying in a hotel while repairs are being made? A. Coverage. Dwelling. B. Coverage B. Other structures. C. Coverage C. Personal property. D. Coverage D. Loss of use. Question 10. In Utah, which type of inland marine insurance would cover an individual's valuable artwork collection? A. Personal property floater. B. Personal effects coverage. C. Personal articles floater. D. Personal auto policy. Question 11. Which of the following statements is true about the National Flood Insurance Program, NFIP, in Utah? A. It is administered by private insurance companies. B. It provides unlimited coverage for flood damage. C. It requires a waiting period before coverage becomes effective. D. It covers all types of water damage. Question 12. Which of the following best describes the replacement cost method of valuation in property insurance? A. The current market value of the damaged property. B. The original purchase price of the property. C. The cost to replace the damaged property with new property of like kind and quality. D. The depreciated value of the property. Question 13. Under Utah personal auto policy, what does uninsured motorist property damage coverage typically protect against? A. Medical expenses for the insured. B. Legal expenses for the insured. C. Property damage caused by an uninsured driver. D. Damage to the insured's vehicle due to natural disasters. Question 14. Which of the following coverages under a homeowner's policy in Utah would pay for a guest's medical expenses if they are injured on the insured's property? A. Coverage. Dwelling. B. Coverage B. Other structures. C. Coverage E. Personal liability. D. Coverage F. Medical payments to others. Question 15. Which of the following statements is true about earthquake insurance in Utah? A. It is included in standard homeowners insurance policies. B. It requires a separate policy or endorsement. C. It covers all types of ground movement. D. It has no deductible. Question 16. Which type of health insurance plan in Utah typically requires members to use a network of doctors and hospitals and get referrals from a primary care physician for specialist services? A. Health maintenance organization, HMO. B. Preferred provider organization, EPO. C. High deductible health PHHB. D. Exclusive provider organization, EPO. Question 17. Which of the following is a key feature of a personal umbrella policy in Utah? A. It only covers auto liability. B. It provides no-fault medical payments coverage. C. It extends liability coverage beyond the limits of underlying policies. D. It covers property damage to the insured's own property. Question 18. Which of the following is typically covered under standard watercraft insurance policy in Utah? A. Damage from gradual wear and tear. B. Liability for bodily injury caused by the insured watercraft. C. Intentional damage caused by the owner. D. Damage to the watercraft used for commercial purposes. Question 19. Which of the following is considered an unfair trade practice under Utah insurance law? A. Offering a premium discount for bundling home and auto policies. B. Denying a claim based on policy exclusions. C. Misrepresenting the benefits and terms of an insurance policy. D. Requiring a deductible for property damage claims. Question 20. Which coverage part of a personal auto policy, PAP in Utah, would pay for the repair or replacement of the insured vehicle if it is stolen? A. Liability coverage, Part of B. Medical payments coverage, Part B. C. Uninsured underinsured motorist coverage, Part C. D. Coverage for damage to your auto, Part D. Question 21. Which of the following best describes the purpose of insurable interest in personal lines insurance? A. It allows the insured to profit from a loss. B. It ensures that the policyholder has a legitimate financial interest in the insured property. C. It limits the amount of coverage available to the insured. D. It requires the insured to maintain coverage throughout the policy term. Question 22. In Utah, which of the following is a common exclusion in a personal umbrella policy? A. Liability coverage for personal injuries. B. Liability arising from business activities. C. Liability for property damage caused by the insured. D. Liability for medical expenses of third parties. Question 23. Which of the following best describes the role of the National Association of Insurance Commissioners? A. It regulates insurance companies at the federal level. B. It provides insurance policies directly to consumers. C. It develops model laws and regulations for state insurance regulators. D. It sets premium rates for all insurance products. Question 24. Which of the following describes a key benefit of telematics in personal auto insurance? A. It provides comprehensive coverage for vehicle damage. B. It allows for the monitoring and adjustment of premiums based on actual driving behavior. C. It offers a fixed premium rate regardless of driving habits. D. It covers legal expenses in case of a lawsuit. Question 25. Which of the following is true about high deductible health plans in Utah? A. They have higher premiums than traditional health plans. B. They are not compatible with health savings accounts, HSAS. C. They require policyholders to pay higher out-of-pocket costs before coverage begins. D. They provide immediate coverage for all medical expenses. Question 26. In the context of personal lines insurance in Utah, what does the term moral hazard refer to? A. The risk of natural disasters affecting the insured property. B. The increased likelihood of risky behavior by the insured when they have insurance coverage. C. The uncertainty of a policyholder's insurable interest. D. The insurer's inability to pay claims due to financial instability. Question 27. Under a typical homeowner's insurance policy in Utah, which of the following would be covered under coverage C? Personal property. A. A detached garage on the insured's property. B. The insured's furniture and clothing. C. Damage to the dwelling caused by fire. D. Liability for injuries to guests on the insured's property. Question 28. Which of the following best describes the purpose of an insurance deductible? A. It is the amount paid by the insurer before the policyholder contributes. B. It is the portion of a loss that the policyholder must pay out of pocket before the insurer pays. C. It is a fee paid by the policyholder to maintain the insurance policy. D. It is a discount applied to the insurance premium. Question 29. Which of the following is a scenario where a personal umbrella policy would provide coverage in Utah? A. Damage to the insured's own vehicle in an accident. B. Medical expenses for the insured after an accident. C. Legal liability for a large lawsuit exceeding the limits of the insured's auto insurance. D. Routine maintenance costs for the insured's home. Question 30. Which of the following best describes the concept of insurable interest in the context of personal lines insurance? A. The ability of the insured to transfer their policy to another person. B. The insured's potential for financial gain from the policy. C. The insured's lawful and substantial economic interest in the insured property or person. D. The insurer's obligation to pay claims to the insured. Correct answer. C. It limits the compensation to the actual financial loss suffered by the insured. Explanation. The principle of indemnity is a fundamental concept in insurance that ensures an insured person does not profit from a loss but is instead restored to the same financial position as before the loss occurred. This principle prevents moral hazard and ensures fairness. Under U.S. property and casualty insurance laws, the indemnity principle is crucial in preventing overinsurance and fraud. For example, if a homeowner's property is insured for $200,000 but suffers a loss valued at $150,000, the insurance will only pay $150,000, not the full insured amount. Correct answer. B. Report the loss to his insurance company as soon as possible. Explanation. According to standard homeowners insurance policy conditions, the insured is required to notify the insurance company promptly after a loss. This step is crucial as it allows the insurer to start the claims process and conduct an initial assessment of the damage. Failure to report promptly could potentially result in a denial of the claim or a reduction in the compensation. UVA's insurance regulations emphasize timely reporting to ensure accurate and efficient handling of claims, as delays can complicate the damage assessment and the verification process. Correct answer. B. Medical expenses for the insured when hit by an uninsured driver. Explanation. Uninsured motorist coverage, Part C, of a personal auto policy, PAP, is designed to cover medical expenses for the insured and their passengers in the event they are hit by a driver who does not have insurance or in the case of a hit and run. It does not cover physical damage to the insured's vehicle, which is covered under collision coverage, or theft, covered under comprehensive coverage. The purpose of this coverage is to provide financial protection to individuals injured by drivers who lack sufficient insurance to cover the damages they cause. UVA law mandates that insurers offer uninsured motorist coverage to protect insured individuals in such scenarios. Correct answer. C. Flood. Explanation. Standard homeowners insurance policies generally cover perils such as fire, theft, and windstorm. However, they typically exclude coverage for flood damage, which must be purchased separately through a flood insurance policy, often provided by the National Flood Insurance Program, NFIP. This exclusion is due to the high risk and widespread impact of flooding, which requires specific underwriting and risk management procedures. Correct answer. B. To provide additional liability coverage above the limits of the insured's primary policies. Explanation. A personal umbrella policy offers additional liability coverage beyond the limits of the insured's primary policies, such as homeowners or auto insurance. This extra layer of protection can cover large claims or lawsuits, providing financial security in cases where primary insurance limits are exhausted. In Utah, as in other states, this policy is critical for safeguarding personal assets against substantial liability claims. Correct answer. C. Utmost good faith. Explanation. The principle of utmost good faith mandates that both parties in an insurance contract act honestly and disclose all relevant information. This principle is fundamental to the insurance industry, ensuring that insurers can accurately assess risks and that insured parties receive appropriate coverage. Failure to uphold this principle can lead to voided contracts and denied claims. Correct answer. D. Earthquake. Explanation. A standard dwelling policy, DEPA 1 typically covers perils such as fire, lightning, and explosion but does not cover earthquake damage. Earthquake coverage must be purchased separately, often as an endorsement or a standalone policy. This exclusion is due to the catastrophic nature of earthquakes, which require specialized underwriting. Correct answer. B. It covers medical expenses for the insured and passengers in the insured vehicle. Explanation. Medical payments coverage. Part B. In a personal auto policy covers medical expenses for the insured and their passengers, regardless of fault. In the event of an auto accident, does not cover vehicle damage or legal expenses. This coverage ensures that immediate medical costs are handled, providing peace of mind and financial support following an accident. Correct answer. D. Coverage D. Loss of use. Explanation. Coverage D. Loss of use in a homeowner's insurance policy provides compensation for additional living expenses when the insured's home is uninhabitable due to a covered peril, such as a wildfire. This coverage helps pay for temporary housing, meals, and other related expenses until the home is repaired or rebuilt. Correct answer. C. Personal articles floater. Explanation. A personal articles floater is a type of inland marine insurance that provides coverage for valuable items such as artwork, jewelry, and other high-value personal property. This coverage ensures that these items are protected against a wide range of risks, often with broader protection than standard homeowners policies. Correct answer. C. It requires a waiting period before coverage becomes effective. Explanation. The National Flood Insurance Program, NFIP, typically has a 30-day waiting period before coverage becomes effective to prevent people from purchasing insurance only when a flood is imminent. This program is managed by the Federal Emergency Management Agency, FEMA, and provides coverage for flood damage, but not all types of water damage such as sewer backups or gradual leaks. Correct answer. C. The cost to replace the damaged property with new property of like kind and quality. Explanation. The replacement cost method of valuation in property insurance refers to the amount needed to replace damaged property with new property of similar kind and quality without deducting for depreciation. This ensures the insured can fully restore their property to its original condition, providing a higher level of protection compared to actual cash value, which considers depreciation. Correct answer. C. Property damage caused by an uninsured driver. Explanation. Uninsured motorist property damage. Coverage protects the insured against property damage caused by an uninsured driver. This can include damage to the insured's vehicle and other property. In UTHO, this coverage is essential for protecting against financial loss when the at-fault driver lacks sufficient insurance to cover the damage. Correct answer. D. Coverage F. Medical payments to others. Explanation. Coverage F. Medical payments to others in a homeowner's policy covers medical expenses for guests who are injured on the insured's property, regardless of fault. This coverage is designed to prevent small injuries from becoming larger liability claims and provides quick payment for medical bills without requiring a liability determination. Correct answer. B. It requires a separate policy or endorsement. Explanation. Earthquake insurance is not included in standard homeowners insurance policies and must be purchased as a separate policy or endorsement. This specialized coverage addresses the unique risks associated with earthquakes, which are not covered by typical homeowner policies. Earthquake insurance usually comes with a significant deductible, reflecting the high potential costs of earthquake damage. Correct answer. A health maintenance organization, HMO. Explanation. A health maintenance organization, HMO plan requires members to use a network of doctors and hospitals and typically requires referrals from a primary care physician to see specialists. This model emphasizes coordinated care and preventive services, which can lead to cost savings and improved health outcomes. Utah residents covered by HMO plans must adhere to these network and referral requirements to receive full benefits. Correct answer. C. It extends liability coverage beyond the limits of underlying policies. Explanation. A personal umbrella policy extends liability coverage beyond the limits of the insured's underlying policies, such as homeowners and auto insurance. This additional coverage is essential for protecting against large claims and lawsuits that exceed the liability limits of primary policies. Umbrella policies also often provide broader coverage, including liability claims not covered by underlying policies. Correct answer. B. Liability for bodily injury caused by the insured watercraft. Explanation. A standard watercraft insurance policy typically covers liability for bodily injury caused by the insured watercraft. This includes medical expenses and legal fees resulting from injuries to others. Coverage does not extend to damage from gradual wear and tear, intentional damage, or watercraft used for commercial purposes, which require separate commercial insurance policies. Correct answer. C. Misrepresenting the benefits and terms of an insurance policy. Explanation. Misrepresenting the benefits and terms of an insurance policy is considered an unfair trade practice under youth insurance law. This practice is prohibited as it can deceive and mislead consumers, resulting in them purchasing inappropriate or inadequate coverage. Regulatory authorities enforce laws against unfair trade practices to protect consumers and ensure fair competition in the insurance market. Correct answer. D. Coverage for damage to your auto, Part D. Explanation. Coverage for damage to your auto, Part D, in a personal auto policy, PAP, includes comprehensive coverage, which protects against theft as well as damage from other non-collision perils like fire, vandalism, and natural disasters. This coverage ensures that the insured can repair or replace their vehicle if it is stolen or damaged by covered perils. Correct answer. B. It ensures that the policyholder has a legitimate financial interest in the insured property. Explanation. Insurable interest is a principle that ensures the policyholder has a legitimate financial interest in the insured property or person, preventing insurance from being used as a speculative investment. This principle is essential to avoid moral hazard and ensure that insurance policies serve their intended purpose of providing financial protection against genuine losses. Correct answer. B. Liability arising from business activities. Explanation. Personal umbrella policies commonly exclude liability arising from business activities. This exclusion ensures that personal umbrella policies are used to provide additional personal liability protection and not for commercial purposes. Business activities require separate commercial liability coverage, which is tailored to the specific risks associated with operating a business. Correct answer. C. It develops model laws and regulations for state insurance regulators. Explanation. The National Association of Insurance Commissioners, NAIC, develops model laws and regulations to assist state insurance regulators in creating consistent and effective insurance regulations across the United States. The NAIC plays a crucial role in standardizing regulatory practices, enhancing consumer protection, and promoting fair competition within the insurance industry. Correct answer. B. It allows for the monitoring and adjustment of premiums based on actual driving behavior. Explanation. Telematics technology in personal auto insurance allows insurers to monitor actual driving behavior, such as speed, braking, and mileage. This data can be used to adjust premiums based on individual driving habits, providing more accurate pricing and encouraging safer driving. This innovation benefits both insurers and policyholders by promoting risk-based pricing and reducing accident frequency. Correct answer. C. They require policyholders to pay higher out-of-pocket costs before coverage begins. Explanation. High-deductible health issues require policyholders to pay higher out-of-pocket costs, known as a deductible, before insurance coverage begins. These plans often have lower premiums compared to traditional health plans and are compatible with health savings accounts, HSASA, which allow policyholders to save for medical expenses tax-free. Correct answer. B. The increased likelihood of risky behavior by the insured when they have insurance coverage. Explanation. Moral hazard refers to the tendency of insured individuals to engage in riskier behavior because they have insurance coverage, knowing that they are protected against financial loss. This behavior can increase the likelihood of claims, posing a challenge for insurers in managing risk. Mitigating moral hazard is crucial in maintaining the balance between providing coverage and encouraging responsible behavior. Correct answer. B. The insured's furniture and clothing. Explanation. Coverage C. Personal property under a typical homeowner's insurance policy covers the insured's personal belongings, such as furniture, clothing, and electronics, against covered perils like fire, theft, and vandalism. This coverage applies to personal property whether it is located inside the home or temporarily off premises. Correct answer. B. It is the portion of a loss that the policyholder must pay out of pocket before the insurer pays. Explanation. A deductible is the amount that the policyholder must pay out of pocket before the insurer begins to cover the remaining costs of a covered loss. Deductibles are used to share risk between the insurer and the insured and to prevent small, frequent claims. By requiring a deductible, insurers encourage policyholders to engage in risk management and responsible behavior. Correct answer. C. Legal liability for a large lawsuit exceeding the limits of the insured's auto insurance. Explanation. A personal umbrella policy provides additional liability coverage above the limits of the insured's primary policies, such as auto and homeowners insurance. This policy is designed to protect the insured from substantial financial loss due to large lawsuits or claims that exceed the limits of their underlying policies, ensuring comprehensive liability protection. Correct answer. C. The insured's lawful and substantial economic interest in the insured property or person. Explanation. Insurable interest refers to the lawful and substantial economic interest that the insured has in the insured property or person. This concept ensures that insurance is used to provide financial protection against genuine risks rather than speculative gains. An insurable interest must exist at the time of policy issuance and at the time of loss for the insurance contract to be valid. Question 31. Under Utah law, which of the following is required for an insurance contract to be legally enforceable? A. The contract must be signed only by the insurer. B. There must be a valid offer and acceptance. C. The policyholder must have a valid driver's license. D. The insurer must have offices within the state. Question 32. Which of the following best describes the principle of utmost good faith in insurance contracts? A. The insurer must pay all claims regardless of circumstances. B. Both parties must honestly disclose all relevant information. C. The policyholder must accept the first offer from the insurer. D. Only the insurer needs to act in good faith. Question 33. Which part of a homeowner's insurance policy in Utah covers additional living expenses if the insured home is uninhabitable due to a covered loss? A. Coverage. Dwelling. B. Coverage B. Other structures. C. Coverage D. Loss of use. D. Coverage F. Medical payments to others. Question 34. In Utah, what is the primary purpose of the Utah Insurance Department? A. To provide legal representation for policyholders. B. To regulate the insurance industry and protect consumers. C. To sell insurance policies directly to consumers. D. To establish insurance premiums for all companies. Question 35. Scenario. Sarah's home in Utah is damaged by a fire, and her homeowner's insurance policy includes an endorsement for extended replacement cost coverage. What should Sarah expect from this endorsement? A. The insurer will only pay up to the policy's original limit for the dwelling. B. The insurer will pay the full replacement cost without depreciation. C. The insurer will pay an additional percentage over the policy's limit to cover increased construction costs. D. The insurer will provide coverage for Sarah's personal property without any limits. Question 36. Which of the following is NOT typically covered under a personal umbrella policy in Utah? A. Excess liability for auto accidents. B. Liability for false arrest. C. Personal injury lawsuits. D. Damage to the insured's own property. Question 37. Which of the following types of watercraft is generally excluded from standard watercraft insurance policies in Utah? A. Sailboats under 26 feet in length. B. Personal watercraft like jet skis. C. Commercial fishing vessels. D. Canoes and kayaks. Question 38. Which coverage under a personal auto policy PAP in Utah would pay for injuries sustained by the driver and passengers in the insured vehicle, regardless of fault? A. Liability coverage, Part B. Medical payments coverage, Part B. C. Uninsured under insured motorist coverage, Part C. D. Collision coverage, Part D. Question 39. In Utah, which of the following best describes an endorsement in an insurance policy? A. A separate policy that provides additional coverage. B. A modification or addition to the original policy that changes its terms or coverage. C. A discount applied to the insurance premium. D. A clause that excludes certain types of coverage. Question 40. Which of the following best describes the concept of replacement cost in homeowners insurance? A. The market value of the insured property at the time of loss. B. The original purchase price of the insured property. C. The cost to replace the damaged property with new property of similar kind and quality without depreciation. D. The amount the insured chooses to receive in cash for the damaged property. Question 41. Which of the following is typically covered under a dwelling policy DP3 in Utah? A. Flood damage. B. Earthquake damage. C. Theft of personal property. D. Fire and lightning damage. Question 42. Which of the following best describes the concept of subrogation in personal lines insurance? A. The insurer's right to cancel the policy at any time. B. The transfer of the insured's legal right to seek recovery from a third party to the insurer after a loss payment. C. The policyholder's right to change the policy terms. D. The insurer's obligation to provide legal defense in a liability claim. Question 43. In Utah, which of the following is a mandatory coverage part of a personal auto policy? PAP. A. Liability coverage Part B. Collision coverage Part D. C. Medical payments coverage Part B. D. Rental reimbursement coverage. Question 44. Which of the following best describes an umbrella policy? A policy that only provides coverage for a specific event. B. A policy that offers additional liability coverage beyond the limits of underlying policies. C. A policy that covers damage to personal property only. D. A policy that is automatically included with all standard insurance policies. Question 45. In Utah, which of the following is a characteristic of a high-deductible halpaish per low out-of-pocket maximums? B. Higher monthly premiums. C. Lower monthly premiums and higher deductibles. D. Automatic coverage for all medical expenses. Question 46. Scenario. Tom, a resident of Utah, has an auto insurance policy with uninsured motorist coverage, Part C. He is involved in an accident with a driver who has no insurance. What should Tom expect from his coverage? A. His insurer will only cover property damage. B. His insurer will cover both his bodily injuries and property damage caused by the uninsured driver. C. His insurer will deny the claim since the other driver was uninsured. D. His insurer will cover only his medical expenses. Question 47. Which of the following is NOT a typical exclusion under a homeowner's insurance policy in Utah? A. Damage from flooding. B. Earthquake damage. C. Damage caused by termites. D. Fire damage. Question 48. Which of the following best describes the concept of actual cash value in an insurance policy? A. The replacement cost minus depreciation. B. The original purchase price of the insured item. C. The amount the policyholder chooses to receive. D. The market value at the time of loss without depreciation. Question 49. In Utah, which of the following is a requirement for obtaining a license to sell insurance? A. Completion of a minimum number of years in the industry. B. Membership in a professional insurance organization. C. Passing a licensing exam and meeting continuing education requirements. D. Having a legal background. Question 50. Which of the following best describes the purpose of the National Flood Insurance Program, NFIP? A. To provide mandatory flood insurance for all property owners. B. To offer federal subsidies for private flood insurance policies. C. To make flood insurance available to property owners in participating communities. D. To replace homeowners insurance policies in flood-prone areas. Question 51. Which of the following is NOT a benefit typically offered by a personal umbrella policy? A. Coverage for liability claims that exceed the limits of underlying policies. B. Legal defense costs in covered liability claims. C. Coverage for damages to the policyholder's own property. D. Worldwide coverage for certain personal liability exposures. Question 52. Which of the following best describes a peril in an insurance policy context? A. The amount of money paid for the insurance coverage. B. The entity that holds the insurance policy. C. A risk or cause of loss covered by the policy. D. The conditions under which the policy can be canceled. Question 53. Scenario. Lisa, a resident of Utah, has a homeowner's insurance policy that includes a scheduled personal property endorsement for her valuable jewelry collection. If her jewelry is stolen, what should she expect from her coverage? A. The insurer will pay the actual cash value of the stolen jewelry. B. The insurer will pay the full replacement cost of the stolen jewelry. C. The insurer will deny the claim due to the high value of the jewelry. D. The insurer will pay the policy limit for personal property. Question 54. Which of the following best describes the purpose of loss of use coverage in a homeowner's insurance policy? A. To cover the costs of repairs to the damaged property. B. To reimburse the policyholder for additional living expenses while the home is uninhabitable due to a covered loss. C. To provide liability protection against lawsuits. D. To cover medical expenses for injuries sustained by the policyholder. Question 55. Which of the following is a typical exclusion in a standard personal auto policy, PAP, in Utah? A. Liability coverage for bodily injury to others. B. Physical damage coverage for the insured vehicle. C. Coverage for intentional acts by the insured. D. Uninsured motorist coverage. Question 56. Which of the following best describes the purpose of a deductible in an insurance policy? A. To increase the policyholder's premiums. B. To share the risk between the insurer and the policyholder. C. To eliminate small claims. D. To provide additional coverage options. Question 57. In Utah, which of the following is NOT considered a duty of the insured after a loss under a homeowner's insurance policy? A. Notifying the insurer promptly about the loss. B. Protecting the property from further damage. C. Providing proof of loss to the insurer. D. Negotiating with contractors for repairs. Question 58. Which of the following best describes the principle of indemnity in insurance? A. The policyholder should profit from a loss. B. The policyholder should be restored to their financial position before the loss. C. The insurer guarantees payment of all losses. D. The insurer can cancel the policy at any time. Question 59. In Utah, which of the following is a function of the Utah Insurance Department? A. Selling insurance policies to consumers. B. Setting insurance premiums for all companies. C. Licensing insurance agents and brokers. D. Providing legal representation for policyholders in disputes. Question 60. Which of the following best describes the concept of risk in insurance terms? A. The certainty of a loss occurring. B. The likelihood and potential impact of a loss. C. The process of underwriting a policy. D. The amount of money paid for insurance coverage. Correct answer. B. There must be a valid offer and acceptance. Explanation. For an insurance contract to be legally enforceable, there must be a valid offer and acceptance. This means the insurer offers insurance coverage under specific terms, and the policyholder accepts those terms. Both parties must agree to the contract's terms and conditions for it to be binding. This principle is fundamental in contract law to ensure mutual consent and agreement. Correct answer. B. Both parties must honestly disclose all relevant information. Explanation. The principle of utmost good faith requires both the insurer and the policyholder to honestly disclose all relevant information. This mutual obligation ensures that the insurer can accurately assess risk and provide appropriate coverage, while the policyholder receives the protection they need. Failure to disclose material facts can lead to voiding the contract or denial of claims. Correct answer. C. Coverage. D. Loss of use. Explanation. Coverage. D. Loss of use in a homeowner's insurance policy covers additional living expenses if the insured home becomes uninhabitable due to a covered loss. This coverage includes costs for temporary housing, meals, and other necessary expenses incurred while the home is being repaired or rebuilt. It ensures the policyholder can maintain their standard of living during the displacement. Correct answer. B. To regulate the insurance industry and protect consumers. Explanation. The primary purpose of the Utah Insurance Department is to regulate the insurance industry and protect consumers. This involves ensuring that insurance companies operate within the law, maintain financial solvency, and treat policyholders fairly. The department also oversees licensing, approves policy forms, and addresses consumer complaints to uphold the integrity of the insurance market. Correct answer. C. The insurer will pay an additional percentage over the policy's limit to cover increased construction costs. Explanation. An endorsement for extended replacement cost coverage allows the insurer to pay an additional percentage over the policy's limit to cover increased construction costs. This is beneficial in cases where rebuilding costs have risen due to inflation or other factors, ensuring that Sarah can fully restore her home even if costs exceed the initial coverage limits. Correct answer. D. Damage to the insured's own property. Explanation. A personal umbrella policy typically does not cover damage to the insured's own property. These policies provide additional liability coverage above the limits of primary insurance policies such as auto and homeowners, and cover personal injury and certain legal liabilities. Property damage to the insured's own property must be covered under specific property insurance policies. Correct answer. C. Commercial fishing vessels. Explanation. Commercial fishing vessels are generally excluded from standard watercraft insurance policies. Standard policies typically cover personal and recreational watercraft, such as sailboats, personal watercraft, canoes, and kayaks. Commercial vessels require specialized commercial marine insurance to address the unique risks associated with commercial fishing operations. Correct answer. B. Medical payments coverage, Part B. Explanation. Medical payments coverage, Part B, under a personal auto policy, PAP, pays for medical expenses sustained by the driver and passengers in the insured vehicle, regardless of fault. This coverage helps cover medical and funeral expenses, providing immediate financial assistance following an accident. Correct answer. B. A modification or addition to the original policy that changes its terms or coverage. Explanation. An endorsement in an insurance policy is a modification or addition that changes the terms or coverage of the original policy. Endorsements can add, remove, or alter coverage, allowing policyholders to customize their insurance policies to meet specific needs. They are legally binding and must be agreed upon by both the insurer and the policyholder. Correct answer. C. The cost to replace the damaged property with new property of similar kind and quality without depreciation. Explanation. Replacement cost in homeowners insurance refers to the cost to replace the damaged property with new property of similar kind and quality without accounting for depreciation. This ensures that the policyholder can restore their property to its original state with new materials, rather than receiving a reduced amount based on the depreciated value of the property. Correct answer. D. Fire and lightning damage. Explanation. A dwelling policy, DP3, typically covers damage caused by perils such as fire and lightning. The DP3 policy, also known as a special form policy, provides broad coverage for the dwelling and other structures, offering protection against various perils. Flood and earthquake damage are typically excluded and require separate policies. Correct answer. B. The transfer of the insured's legal right to seek recovery from a third party to the insurer after a lost payment. Explanation. Subrogation is the process by which the insurer, after paying a loss to the insured, acquires the insured's legal right to seek recovery from a third party responsible for the loss. This allows the insurer to recoup the amount paid for the claim from the party at fault, helping to keep insurance premiums lower by reducing the overall cost of claims. Correct answer. A. Liability coverage, Part Explanation. Liability coverage, Part A, is a mandatory coverage part of a personal auto policy, PAP, in Utah. Provides financial protection for the insured in the event they are legally responsible for bodily injury or property damage to others resulting from an auto accident. This coverage is required by law to ensure that drivers can compensate victims of accidents they cause. Correct answer. B. A policy that offers additional liability coverage beyond the limits of underlying policies. Explanation. An umbrella policy provides additional liability coverage beyond the limits of the insured's underlying policies, such as auto or homeowners insurance. This policy offers extra protection against significant claims and lawsuits, covering incidents that may exceed the limits of the primary policies and providing a broader scope of coverage. Correct answer. C. Lower monthly premiums and higher deductibles. Explanation. A high-deductible health pay EHP typically features lower monthly premiums and higher deductibles. This type of plan requires the policyholder to pay more out-of-pocket costs before the insurance coverage begins. HDHPS are often paired with health savings accounts, HSAS, to help policyholders save for and manage these higher out-of-pocket expenses. Correct answer. B. His insurer will cover both his bodily injuries and property damage caused by the uninsured driver. Explanation. Uninsured motorist coverage, Part C, provides protection for Tom by covering both bodily injuries and property damage caused by an uninsured driver. This coverage ensures that Tom receives compensation for his losses, even if the at-fault driver lacks insurance, thereby protecting him from financial hardship resulting from the accident. Correct answer. D. Fire damage. Explanation. Fire damage is typically covered under a standard homeowner's insurance policy. Common exclusions, however, include damage from flooding, earthquakes, and termites. These excluded perils require separate policies or endorsements to provide coverage. Standard homeowners' policies generally cover fire and lightning damage, ensuring protection against these common risks. Correct answer. A. The replacement cost minus depreciation. Explanation. Actual cash value, ACV, in an insurance policy is calculated as the replacement cost of the insured item minus depreciation. This method considers the item's age, condition, and wear and tear to determine its value at the time of loss. ACV ensures that the policyholder receives fair compensation based on the current value of the damaged property. Correct answer. C. Passing a licensing exam and meeting continuing education requirements. Explanation. To obtain a license to sell insurance in Utah, an individual must pass a licensing exam and meet continuing education requirements. These requirements ensure that agents have the necessary knowledge and skills to provide professional and compliant services. Continuing education helps maintain up-to-date industry knowledge and adherence to regulatory standards. Correct answer. C. To make flood insurance available to property owners in participating communities. Explanation. The National Flood Insurance Program, NFIP, aims to make flood insurance available to property owners in participating communities. Established by the federal government, the NFIP helps reduce the financial impact of flooding by providing affordable insurance to those in flood-prone areas. Participation requires communities to adopt and enforce floodplain management regulations. Correct answer. C. Coverage for damages to the policyholder's own property. Explanation. A personal umbrella policy does not typically cover damages to the policyholder's own property. It primarily provides additional liability coverage beyond the limits of underlying policies, legal defense costs and covered liability claims, and worldwide coverage for certain personal liability exposures. Property damage to the policyholder's own property requires specific property insurance coverage. Correct answer. C. A risk or cause of loss covered by the policy. Explanation. A peril in an insurance policy context refers to a risk or cause of loss that is covered by the policy. Examples of perils include fire, theft, and natural disasters. Insurance policies specify the perils they cover, and understanding these helps policyholders know what risks are protected against and when they can file a claim. Correct answer. B. The insurer will pay the full replacement cost of the stolen jewelry. Explanation. With a scheduled personal property endorsement, Lisa can expect the insurer to pay the full replacement cost of her stolen jewelry. This endorsement provides coverage for specific high-value items, often at their appraised value, ensuring they are fully protected against loss or theft. It offers broader protection than the standard personal property coverage in a homeowner's policy. Correct answer. B. To reimburse the policyholder for additional living expenses while the home is uninhabitable due to covered loss. Explanation. Loss of use coverage in a homeowner's insurance policy reimburses the policyholder for additional living expenses incurred while the home is uninhabitable due to covered loss. This includes costs for temporary housing, meals, and other necessary expenses, ensuring the policyholder can maintain their standard of living during the displacement period. Correct answer. C. Coverage for intentional acts by the insured. Explanation. Coverage for intentional acts by the insured is typically excluded in a standard personal auto policy, PAP. Insurance policies are designed to cover accidental and unforeseen events, not intentional or fraudulent actions. Providing coverage for intentional acts would create moral hazard and undermine the principle of insurance, which is to indemnify against genuine risks. Correct answer. B. To share the risk between the insurer and the policyholder. Explanation. A deductible in an insurance policy serves to share the risk between the insurer and the policyholder. It is the amount the policyholder must pay out of pocket before the insurer pays for a covered loss. Deductibles help reduce the frequency of small claims, encourage risk management by policyholders, and keep premiums more affordable by reducing the insurer's exposure to minor losses. Correct answer: D. Negotiating with contractors for repairs. Explanation: negotiating with contractors for repairs is not typically considered a duty of the insured after a loss under a homeowner's insurance policy. The insured's duties generally include notifying the insurer promptly about the loss, protecting the property from further damage, and providing proof of loss to the insurer. The insurer often handles negotiations with contractors to ensure proper repairs and adherence to policy terms. Correct answer: B. The policyholder should be restored to their financial position before the loss. Explanation: the principle of indemnity in insurance ensures that the policyholder is restored to their financial position before the loss without profiting from the insurance claim. This principle maintains the concept of insurance as a tool for financial protection and risk management, rather than a means to gain financially from insured events. Correct answer: C. Licensing insurance agents and brokers. Explanation: the Youth Insurance Department is responsible for licensing insurance agents and brokers, ensuring they meet the necessary qualifications and adhere to regulatory standards. The department also oversees the regulation of the insurance industry, consumer protection, and enforcement of insurance laws, but it does not sell policies, set premiums, or provide legal representation for policyholders. Correct answer: B. The likelihood and potential impact of a loss. Explanation: in insurance terms, risk refers to the likelihood and potential impact of a loss. It is the uncertainty regarding the occurrence and severity of an event that could cause financial harm. Insurers assess risk to determine the appropriate premiums and coverage terms, ensuring they can adequately protect policyholders while maintaining financial stability. Question 61. In Utah, which of the following is NOT requirement for obtaining a homeowner's insurance policy? A. Completing a home inspection. B. Providing proof of property ownership. C. Listing the property on the National Registry. D. Supplying personal identification information. Question 62. Which of the following best describes replacement cost coverage in a homeowner's insurance policy? A. The cost to replace the damaged property with new property of similar kind and quality. B. The cost to repair the damaged property. C. The original purchase price of the damaged property. D. The depreciated value of the damaged property. Question 63. Scenario: Jane, a resident of Yubo, has a personal auto policy, PAP, with collision coverage. She gets into an accident that is her fault. What should she expect from her coverage? A. Her insurer will deny the claim because she was at fault. B. Her insurer will cover the damages to the other driver's vehicle only. C. Her insurer will cover the damages to her vehicle. D. Her insurer will cover medical expenses for all parties involved. Question 64. Which of the following is NOT typically covered under a standard personal articles floater PAF policy? A. Jewelry. B. Fine art. C. Automobiles. D. Musical instruments. Question 65. Which of the following best describes the term underwriting in the context of insurance? A. The process of setting premium rates. B. The process of selling insurance policies. C. The process of evaluating and selecting risks to insure. D. The process of handling claims. Question 66. In Yubo, what is the primary purpose of uninsured motorist coverage in an auto insurance policy? A. To cover damages to the insured's vehicle in a collision. B. To cover medical expenses for the insured after an accident. C. To cover bodily injury and property damage caused by an uninsured driver. D. To cover rental car expenses after an accident. Question 67. Which of the following is a typical exclusion under an inland marine policy? A. Damage from fire. B. Wear and tear. C. Theft of covered property. D. Accidental breakage. Question 68. Scenario: Michael Yup, resident, has a homeowner's insurance policy with a $1,000 deductible. He files a claim for $10,000 in damages from a covered peril. How much will the insurance company pay? A. $9,000. B. $10,000. C. $1,000. D. $0. Question 69. Which of the following best describes medical payments coverage in a homeowner's insurance policy? A. Coverage for medical expenses of the policyholder. B. Coverage for medical expenses of guests injured on the insured's property. C. Coverage for medical expenses due to a car accident. D. Coverage for lost wages due to injury. Question 70. In Utah, what is the primary purpose of flood insurance under the National Flood Insurance Program? NFIP. A. To cover all water-related damage to property. B. To cover flood-related damage to buildings and personal property. C. To replace homeowners' insurance in flood-prone areas. D. To provide a federal grant for flood damages. Question 71. Which of the following best describes the purpose of a self-insured retention in the ECA personal umbrella policy? A. To increase the policyholder's liability limits. B. To serve as a deductible before the umbrella policy pays out. C. To provide coverage for small claims. D. To automatically adjust the policyholder's premiums. Question 72. Scenario. Sarah, a Utah resident, has a high-deductible HELP AEHP and is enrolled in a health savings account, HSA. She incurs $2,000 in medical expenses. How can she use her HSA? A. She can use the HSA to pay for non-medical expenses. B. She can use the HSA to pay for medical expenses tax-free. C. She cannot use the HSA until she meets her deductible. D. She can use the HSA only for prescription medications. Question 73. Which of the following is NOT typically covered under a standard earthquake insurance policy? A. Damage to the structure of the home. B. Damage to personal property inside the home. C. Temporary living expenses if the home is uninhabitable. D. Damage caused by flooding after an earthquake. Question 74. In Utah, which of the following best describes the insurable interest principle? A. The insured must suffer a financial loss if the insured property is damaged. B. The insurer must have a financial stake in the insured property. C. The insured must own the property being insured. D. The insured must have a legal interest in obtaining insurance. Question 75. Which of the following best describes subrogation in an insurance context? A. The process of settling a claim. B. The insurer's right to pursue a third party that caused an insurance loss. C. The transfer of rights from the insured to the insurer. D. The policyholder's obligation to pay premiums. Question 76. Scenario. John, a Utah resident, has a homeowner's insurance policy that includes weather structures coverage. A detached garage on his property is damaged in a storm. What type of coverage will apply to this loss? A. Dwelling coverage. B. Personal property coverage. C. Other structures coverage. D. Loss of use coverage. Question 77. Which of the following best describes the purpose of a declarations page in an insurance policy? A. To provide a detailed list of exclusions and limitations. B. To summarize the key policy details such as coverage limits and premium amounts. C. To outline the claims process and procedures. D. To list all the insured events covered by the policy. Question 78. In Utah, what is the primary purpose of a fair rental value coverage in a dwelling policy? A. To cover the cost of repairs to the dwelling. B. To cover the rental income lost when the dwelling is uninhabitable due to a covered loss. C. To cover the cost of relocating tenants after covered loss. D. To provide liability coverage for rental properties. Question 79. Which of the following best describes utmost good faith in an insurance context? A. The insurer's obligation to pay claims promptly. B. The mutual trust and honesty required between the insurer and the insured. C. The insurer's right to investigate claims thoroughly. D. The policyholder's right to cancel the policy at any time. Question 80. Which of the following best describes moral hazard in the context of insurance? A. The risk of loss due to natural disasters. B. The tendency of individuals to take greater risks because they are insured. C. The possibility of fraud during the claims process. D. The potential for disputes over policy terms. Question 81. Scenario: Laura, a youth resident, has a personal auto policy PAP with liability coverage only. She accidentally hits a tree, causing damage to her car. What will her insurance cover? A. The damage to her car. B. The cost to remove the tree. C. The medical expenses for any injuries. D. None of the above. Question 82. In utho, what is the primary function of a medical payments coverage in an auto insurance policy? A. To cover medical expenses for the insured driver and passengers regardless of fault. B. To cover the cost of vehicle repairs. C. To cover damages to other vehicles in an accident. D. To cover legal fees in a liability claim. Question 83. Which of the following is a typical exclusion under a personal umbrella policy? A. Liability for injuries caused by the policyholder's negligence. B. Liability for business-related activities. C. Liability for accidents involving a rental car. D. Liability for libel and slander. Question 84. Which of the following best describes coinsurance in the context of property insurance? A. The policyholder must insure the property for a percentage of its value to receive full coverage. B. The policyholder and insurer share the cost of repairs equally. C. The insurer covers the entire cost of a loss. D. The policyholder must pay a fixed amount for each claim. Question 85. Scenario: Mark, a youth resident, has a dwelling policy DP3 that covers his rental property. A tenant accidentally starts a fire that damages the property. Which coverage part will address the repair costs? A. Coverage dwelling. B. Coverage B. Other structures. C. Coverage C. Personal property. D. Coverage D. Fair rental value. Question 86. Which of the following best describes personal injury coverage in a liability insurance policy? A. Coverage for physical injuries to the insured. B. Coverage for damages due to libel, slander, and defamation. C. Coverage for medical expenses for guests. D. Coverage for injuries caused by auto accidents. Question 87. In UFO, what is the primary purpose of a dwelling fire policy? A. To cover commercial properties. B. To cover rental properties and vacation homes. C. To replace homeowners insurance. D. To provide coverage for flood damage. Question 88. Which of the following best describes the term actual cash value received in an insurance policy? A. The replacement cost of an item without depreciation. B. The original purchase price of an item. C. The replacement cost of an item minus depreciation. D. The market value of an item. Question 89. Scenario: Emma, Uke resident, has a homeowner's insurance policy with personal liability coverage. A guest slips and falls on her icy driveway, sustaining injuries. What type of coverage will address the guest's medical expenses? A. Medical payments coverage. B. Dwelling coverage. C. Personal liability coverage. D. Loss of use coverage. Question 90. In UTO, what is the primary purpose of the Fair Credit Reporting Act in the context of insurance? A. To ensure accurate and fair credit reporting by insurers. B. To prevent discrimination based on credit history. C. To regulate the use of credit information in underwriting and pricing. D. To provide free credit reports to policyholders. Correct answer: C. Listing the property on the National Registry. Explanation: listing the property on the National Registry is not a requirement for obtaining a homeowner's insurance policy. Insurers typically require a home inspection, proof of property ownership, and personal identification information to assess the risk and ensure the property is eligible for coverage. Correct answer: A. The cost to replace the damaged property with new property of similar kind and quality. Explanation: replacement cost coverage in a homeowner's insurance policy refers to the cost to replace damaged property with new property of similar kind and quality without deducting for depreciation. This coverage ensures that policyholders can restore their property to its pre-loss condition using new materials. Correct answer: C. Her insurer will cover the damages to her vehicle. Explanation: collision coverage in a personal auto policy, PAP, covers the damages to the insured's vehicle, regardless of fall. Since Jane has collision coverage, her insurer will pay for the repairs to her vehicle after she pays her deductible. Liability coverage would handle damages to the other driver's vehicle. Correct answer. C. Automobiles. The explanation. A standard personal articles floater, PAF, policy typically covers high-value personal items such as jewelry, fine art, and musical instruments. Automobiles are not covered under a PAF and require separate auto insurance coverage. Correct answer. C. The process of evaluating and selecting risks to insure. Explanation. Underwriting in the context of insurance involves evaluating and selecting risks to insure. Underwriters assess the risk associated with insuring a person or property and determine the appropriate premium rates and coverage terms to manage that risk effectively. Correct answer. C. To cover bodily injury and property damage caused by an uninsured driver. Explanation. Uninsured motorist coverage in an auto insurance policy provides protection for the insured against bodily injury and property damage caused by an uninsured driver. This coverage ensures that the insured can recover costs for injuries and damages when the at-fault driver lacks insurance. Correct answer. B. Wear and tear. Explanation. Wear and tear is a typical exclusion under an inland marine policy. This type of policy covers specific types of personal property against perils like fire, theft, and accidental breakage, but it does not cover damage due to normal wear and tear, which is considered a maintenance issue. Correct answer. A. $9,000 explanation. The insurance company will pay $9,000, which is the claim amount, $10,000 minus the deductible, $1,000. The deductible is the amount the policyholder is responsible for paying out of pocket before the insurance coverage kicks in. Correct answer. B. Coverage for medical expenses of guests injured on the insured's property. Explanation. Medical payments coverage in a homeowner's insurance policy covers medical expenses for guests injured on the insured's property. This coverage helps pay for medical bills regardless of who is at fault, providing protection for the homeowner against minor injury claims. Correct answer. B. To cover flood-related damage to buildings and personal property. Explanation. The primary purpose of flood insurance under the National Flood Insurance Program, NFIP, is to cover flood-related damage to buildings and personal property. The NFIP provides affordable flood insurance to property owners in participating communities, helping to reduce the financial impact of flooding. Correct answer. B. To cover flood-related damage to buildings and personal property. Explanation. The primary purpose of flood insurance under the National Flood Insurance Program, NFIP, is to cover flood-related damage to buildings and personal property. The NFIP provides affordable flood insurance to property owners in participating communities, helping to reduce the financial impact of flooding. Correct answer. B. To serve as a deductible before the umbrella policy pays out. Explanation. Self-insured retention, sir, in a personal umbrella policy serves as a deductible that the policyholder must pay out of pocket before the umbrella policy pays out. The SIR applies to losses not covered by any underlying insurance policy, ensuring the policyholder retains a portion of the risk. Correct answer. B. She can use the HSA to pay for medical expenses tax-free. Explanation. Sarah can use her health savings account, HSA, to pay for medical expenses tax-free. HSAs are designed to help individuals with high-deductible health plans save for and manage out-of-pocket medical costs, allowing tax-free withdrawals for qualified medical expenses. Correct answer. D. Damage caused by flooding after an earthquake. Explanation. Damage caused by flooding after an earthquake is not typically covered under a standard earthquake insurance policy. Flooding requires separate flood insurance coverage. Earthquake insurance primarily covers structural damage, personal property damage, and temporary living expenses due to earthquake-related damage. Correct answer. A. The insured must suffer a financial loss if the insured property is damaged. Explanation. The insurable interest principle requires that the insured must suffer a financial loss if the insured property is damaged. This principle ensures that insurance policies are issued to individuals with a legitimate interest in protecting the property, preventing moral hazard and fraud. Correct answer. B. The insurer's right to pursue a third party that caused an insurance loss. Explanation. Subrogation is the insurer's right to pursue a third party that caused an insurance loss to recover the amount paid for the claim. This principle allows the insurer to seek reimbursement from the responsible party, preventing the insured from collecting twice for the same loss. Correct answer. See other structures coverage. Explanation. Other structures coverage in a homeowner's insurance policy applies to structures on the property that are not attached to the main dwelling, such as a detached garage. This coverage helps pay for repairs or replacement of these structures when they are damaged by a covered peril. Correct answer. B. To summarize the key policy details such as coverage limits and premium amounts. Explanation. The declarations page in an insurance policy summarizes the key policy details, including coverage limits, premium amounts, policyholder information, and the period of coverage. It provides a quick reference to the essential terms and conditions of the policy. Correct answer. B. To cover the rental income lost when the dwelling is uninhabitable due to covered loss. Explanation. Fair rental value coverage in a dwelling policy covers the rental income lost when the dwelling is uninhabitable due to covered loss. This coverage helps landlords maintain their income stream while repairs are being made, ensuring financial stability during the recovery period. Correct answer. B. The mutual trust and honesty required between the insurer and the insured. Explanation. Almost good faith in an insurance context refers to the mutual trust and honesty required between the insurer and the insured. Both parties must act transparently and disclose all relevant information to ensure that the insurance contract is fair and that coverage is provided appropriately. Correct answer. B. The mutual trust and honesty required between the insurer and the insured. Explanation. Almost good faith in an insurance context refers to the mutual trust and honesty required between the insurer and the insured. Both parties must act transparently and disclose all relevant information to ensure that the insurance contract is fair and that coverage is provided appropriately. Correct answer. D. None of the above. Explanation. Since Laura's personal auto policy, PAP, only includes liability coverage, it will not cover the damage to her car or the cost to remove the tree. Liability coverage pays for damages and injuries to others for which the insured is legally responsible but does not cover the insured's own vehicle or property. Correct answer. A. To cover medical expenses for the insured driver and passengers regardless of fault. Explanation. Medical payments coverage in an auto insurance policy covers medical expenses for the insured driver and passengers regardless of fault. This coverage helps pay for medical bills resulting from an accident, providing financial support for necessary medical care. Correct answer. B. Liability for business-related activities. Explanation. Liability for business-related activities is typically excluded under a personal umbrella policy. Personal umbrella policies provide additional liability coverage for personal activities, but coverage for business activities usually requires a separate commercial liability policy. Correct answer. A. The policyholder must insure the property for a percentage of its value to receive full coverage. Explanation. Coinsurance and property insurance requires the policyholder to insure the property for a certain percentage of its value, typically 80%, to receive full coverage for a loss. If the property is underinsured, the policyholder may face a penalty and receive a reduced payout. Correct answer. A. Coverage. Dwelling. Explanation. Coverage. Dwelling in a dwelling policy, DP3, covers the structure of the rental property. If a tenant accidentally starts a fire that damages the property, this coverage will pay for the necessary repairs to restore the building to its pre-loss condition. Correct answer. B. Coverage for damages due to libel, slander, and defamation. Explanation. Personal injury coverage in a liability insurance policy typically includes protection against damages resulting from libel, slander, defamation, and other non-physical injuries. This coverage helps protect policyholders from legal claims related to personal injury offenses. Correct answer. B. To cover rental properties and vacation homes. Explanation. A dwelling fire policy is designed to cover rental properties and vacation homes. It provides protection for these types of properties against perils such as fire, vandalism, and certain weather-related damages, offering an alternative to a standard homeowner's insurance policy. Correct answer. C. The replacement cost of an item minus depreciation. Explanation. Actual cash value, ACV, in an insurance policy is defined as the replacement cost of an item minus depreciation. ACV reflects the current value of the item considering its age, wear and tear, and other factors that reduce its value from the original purchase price. Correct answer. C. Personal liability coverage. Explanation. Personal liability coverage in a homeowner's insurance policy addresses claims for injuries sustained by others on the insured's property. If a guest slips and falls on Emma's icy driveway, this coverage will pay for the guest's medical expenses and any legal fees if Emma is found liable. Correct answer. C. To regulate the use of credit information in underwriting and pricing. Explanation. The primary purpose of the Fair Credit Reporting Act, FCRA, in the context of insurance is to regulate the use of credit information in underwriting and pricing. It ensures that insurers use credit reports accurately and fairly, providing consumers with protections and rights regarding their credit information.